Hello YouTube world, Johnny Moe here in the office, coming to you with a very special weekend video of growing your business, going from one employee to 2 crews. Here we go, baby. Alright, so we left off of what your business should look like. At that point, you should be making top dollar on your, as a solo operator. You've maxed out 55, 60 grand a year. You've got general liability insurance. You got all the big boy trucks and all the big boy mowers. You're doing really well, and you know you need an employee because you're working too hard and you're stressed out. It's time to add the employee. Also, at this point, you're thinking, how large do I want to be? Because once you start adding employees, you got to start thinking down the road now. How big do I want to make it? You know, I see a lot of guys say, I want to run 2 crews, but I don't want to run them. This is the area you need to start identifying what a good employee looks like. Also, at the same time, go back and look at my videos on how we handle our employee handbook. You have to decide a systematic way of giving raises. You cannot be one of these bosses that give employees raises because they do good. You know, I'll admit it to you, one time I had so much work, one of my employees blackmailed me and I had to do it. I didn't have to, but I did do it. He was like, hey, I'm thinking about taking another job. Well, we had just taken on some serious work, and I had to give him a raise. Can't do that. You have to have a very and I didn't have a systematic way of doing things back then. I learned after that moment, after I gave him that raise, I realized right after that, that'll never happen again. So I'm telling you up front, before you hire these guys, you're going to be looking for, if your goal is to run 2 crews and you sit in the office, well then you're going to have to start off the bat doing it the right way. You've started your solo business, you're killing it, you've got the big boy equipment, you got the big boy truck, you got the general liability, you start looking for your employee. So here's what you do. You go hire your first employee, you put him in the truck with you, okay? You start looking, 90 days, can this guy run a truck? That's what you got to be thinking. If you want to go to 2 crews, is this the guy who can run, is he a laborer or is he the guy that can run a truck? Okay, if he's just a laborer, stop investing in him. I mean, if you want to keep him on as your laborer, if he's decent at it, but if the guy can't pick up the weed whacking and run around the house, if you can't leave him to finish out a lawn or cut the grass, and you can't leave him, he's a laborer. If he's a laborer, stop investing in him. You know, you can find laborers anywhere. You're looking for that guy to run your crew, and you're going to do that from the very first guy that you run. If you find out he's not the one, what's he good at? Okay, is he good at pruning bushes? Is he good at fertilizing? What's he good at? What does he excel at? And then you want to put him in that area. But what you're looking for right off the bat is a guy that you see within 90 days. Say, listen, man, I can leave. This guy can cut some grass, man. He can prune some bushes too. You might got someone there. And if you're run multiple crews, like I hear a lot of people doing, saying, I want to run multiple crews. I want to run multiple crews. I just want to sit and manage. Okay. You got to find that person right off the bat, and you might go through 20 to find one. This is the frustrating part about this. You know, it's a little bit easier when, you know, a lot of the larger companies, they use south of the border workers, and all they do is they use an American worker to drive them around and kind of oversee things. In the real world, this is the truth. There's more medium-sized businesses than there are multi-million-dollar companies. You would think that it isn't that way because of all the trade magazines. All they do is interview people who are making between $3 million and $20 million, and you know, they never give you a shot of the technicians in the field because they're south of border workers. There's nothing wrong with that. These people are very hard workers, and they're outworking Americans at this time. But unfortunately for us rural people who don't live in the big cities, don't have access to this type of thing, you know, you're generally going to make between $100,000 and $500,000 in business, and you're going to hire American workers. You're going to have to pay them. You're not going to pay them $7.50 an hour to run your business. They're going to want 15 to 20. By the time it's said and done, if you're going to sit in your office, you're going to have about $15 out in both sets of the crew, or you're going to have a manager, and it's just a big mess to do. But you got your guy working, you're trying to identify, you're going to take a loss in the first 3 months until he's trained, until you can start. What happens is you start working Monday through Friday, but you'll notice as he gets trained, the days will get lighter. It'll get easier for you. And if you like that, if you like being easier, and you're good with your money, maybe you want to stay there in business. But if your goal is to grow, keep following with me. So now here's what you do. You got your guy. He's getting better. You're getting home a little bit earlier. Now it's time to add the additional work, either extra lawns or I suggest the pruning, edging, and mulching. It's a good offset to the mowing because there's droughts. You guys may have never experienced. I've experienced two in the 19 years. A very severe one in 2001 where we shut down in June, didn't pick back up till September. I'm talking grass has died. You're done. It's out. And if you're not good with your money, or you don't have a side job, or you might, if you don't have a wife working or something like that, you're out of business. You're done. So having extra work will get you through those dry times. And realizing that you have an employee now, it's not just about you and what you can make. It's about they got to put food on their table too. So if they don't feel like that they can, this is a place where they can grow and get paid substantially more, and feel like that you're going to go through employees. You're going to go through employees. So what you need to do is go back to my employee handbook. Have a very systematic way of giving out raises and doing different things like that. So you need to do those things. How are you going to give out raises? What can you afford? These are things you got to be thinking at right off the bat. He's just not a helper. He's not a helper in the truck with you. You're thinking about, can I leave him? And can he run my business? If I have to go to the doctor's that day, can he cut the grass? He has to have a license. All of these things. Don't hire just anybody. That's the biggest thing is in this field. No one's leaving high school. I can't wait to go cut grass, baby. I can't wait to go make Johnny Moe so much money, man. I can't. We live in a very selfish society, and there's very few employees that you're going to get that's going to come to you and say, how can I make your life more easier? And maybe you're an employee right now and you're watching this video. I'm going to take a little time out. I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to teach you how you can make the most money at your job right now. So much money that you might not even want to start your business. Because see, you can be working 7 to 3, making maximum money, and you go home and you spend time with your family. I'm going to teach you this. Johnny Moe tip, baby, for employees. I give it to you all. I'll give you business owners, employee. I give it to you all. Here's it. What you want to do as an employee, I'm going to help you make more money right now. Go to your boss and ask him, what can I do to help you make more money? And if you think that that's silly, and that's not worth anything, you're a terrible employee. Because your job is to make that guy's life easier. So, if you came to me, this is how can I help you make more money? What problems can I solve? Because that's what you're doing. You're solving problems. The guy you're working for has a problem, you're the solution. Okay? So if you go to him, how can I help solve more problems? How can I help make you more money? I actually asked my boss that. I got a raise instantly. Because not only did I ask him that, I went and solved those problems. I made him more money. I'm going to help you make more money. I should do a series on what a good employee looks like. I should. Because I was a great employee. That guy still calls me and say, hey, I'll buy you out 3 times. 3 times. In the last 20 years, offered to buy me out to come back and work for him. Why? Because, man, I was a good employee. I put it in day after day. I turned some dollars. I solved some problems. And until you get like that, you'll always be making minimum wage. Enough about that. Just gave you a big Johnny Moe tip right there, baby. All right, so you got a guy in the truck you're trying to identify. What's going to happen now is you're going to have a little bit more time to build more work now. Whatever that work may be, whether it may be pruning, fertilizing, whatever it may be, you're going to have more time to do it now because there's more time in the day. A little caveat on this. Watch the overtime. Overtime gets billed at a different rate at the end of the year. Your workman's comp will come to you at the end of the year. They're going to audit you. I told you in the first video that generally workman's comp is 10%, unemployment up to $8,500 is 10%, and your FICA tax is 6%, and then I think you have a Medicare tax, which is nothing really. So you're talking, if you're paying an employee, it's going to be about $2.60 more an hour. So you're talking about 26% of that guy's wage is going to go out to taxes. So if you pay him $20 an hour, 26%. If you pay him $8, 26%. About. It's about. I'm giving you ranges here. I'm giving you clues. So watch the overtime. Now, what you want to do is you want to start adding more work to build the second crew. So you want to maximize this guy. So now you've got a guy in the truck. This year that you have him, you're training him. You're looking to see if he's the guy. You're building more work. You're taking on more work. Now you max out your days again. Now you're starting to get a little stressed again. You go from, you'll start out stressed because you're upset because this guy isn't fast enough. You can do it faster. And, you know, I'm better, and you get frustrated, and you're like, I don't even like this idea. Stop, because you just said that you want to be the person sitting in the office and managing 2 crews. Okay, you're going to have to get over this. So give them some time to get productive. Boy, there's some big tips in here, man. I'm really giving it to you, man. There ain't no other videos like this. I've searched. No other guys are talking about this stuff, man. Some good stuff here. I should win a Grammy Award, or not a Grammy, or an Oscar for this one. Man. Teaching moments, life moments with Johnny's mowing. So you're training them, you're building your work back up to 5-6 days a week again. You're watching your overtime. You're killing it. It's time to bring the third guy on. And now I'm gonna talk for a little bit, but I don't want to talk about. I don't want to go into too much more about that second crew, because this third guy is really important, because that guy's going to go with you. The guy that you trained is now going to go start cutting some grasses a few days a week so you can leverage yourself. Oh, there's some money in this one. But I'm going to stop there. That'll be video number 3 about leveraging yourself. And that's what I'm going to say about that. I'll give you a little teaser. But this is a special weekend edition. This doesn't happen. I got to go out and I got to shovel some sidewalks here. So I'm out the door. I'm getting off here. Special weekend edition of Johnny Mow, putting employees in the truck, showing you what's up, baby.